It's showtime.
All right. Welcome. This is a theory video about the show called From on MGM Plus and Amazon Prime. Thumb up the video, share to your social media, including your YouTube community tab. Please and thank you. Thumb it up, comment in the comment section. Let's do this. All right. So don't worry. This is not a video that's going to be dealing with religion or save the children. I know a lot of y'all don't like to hear that.
Slayer.
It's cool. But this one will be dealing with, some people call it magic. I'm going to say it's technology we don't understand because it's dealing with biology and DNA. It may be a yoga stretch. It's a yoga stretch, but I think it makes sense. Let me know in the comment section if it makes sense to you. Who knows? But yes, I've made 2 videos so far about trapping the creatures. But this one's going to be the best one. I know I'm not going to say the YouTube channel's name. I don't want to start a beef or anything, but someone said that they watched videos associated with trapping the creatures or the monsters, and they were really elaborate. Okay, the 2 that I made where it was involving the church, don't worry, this one is not dealing with the church. Yeah, no dealing with the church on this one. It's going to be dealing with the only place in Fromville that you can trap a creature without having to augment or change anything dealing with the structure. Everything the townspeople currently have at their fingertips is what will be used. And I think it would make sense once I lay it out. First, I got to give you some context. We can't just jump into it because I got to kind of walk the dog, so to speak, so that everybody understands where the logic is coming from and why it is the way I feel the way it is as far as trapping the creatures. All right, so if you remember this episode, this is season 2, episode 7, Belly of the Beast. Using the advice of Julie to get in a tub and kind of submerge yourself. This is what Elgin's doing to kind of ease his mind from anxiety. Fully clothed. All right, so that is the Music Box Monsters music. Kind of communicates to us that he's dreaming, but we find out in the next episode, season 2, episode 8, he was dreaming during the sequence. Okay, so the Music Box Monster seems to be high up on the food chain. I've made a theory video in the past saying that maybe the man in the yellow suit had imprisoned the Music Box Monster inside of the dungeon. And I still believe that Martin is in the future when Boyd and Julie meet him because Julie was able to change something while story walking, giving Boyd the rope. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen really from seasons 1 through 3. I know it's kind of late for me to put it out there, but anyway. So Julie was able to change things because she story walked to the future where it had not been written yet in this theory, and really previous videos as well. And so when Boyd freed Martin and Martin died, it was Martin in the future. So it further cements the idea that Julie cannot change what's already been written, but she can change what has not been written yet. And that's how she was able to save Boyd, throwing him the rope. That's how Boyd was able to free Martin. And if season 4 is a time jump, that would explain that possibly Martin hasn't entered into the show to meet Julie, which is why when she story walked to the future, he was like, Julie? And he recognized her because this is a future that they were at where past Julie's meeting future Martin, and Martin in the future has already met Julie. So she's holding Elgin underwater. And I think she's doing that because Elgin's blood is powerful. He had prophetic dreams before entering into Fromville. His blood was used to give birth to Smiley. He's able to see things in his dreams that others cannot. And this is before the cicadas. The cicadas became a thing season 2, episode 8, when they came out of Smiley. And even Elgin was the one who gave Boyd the idea to dip the bullets in the bile to shoot it at the creatures. So Elgin's blood and even Elgin are very, very powerful. And to me, that's the reason why the kimono woman is trying to drown him or take his life in season 2. But once she discovers that Smiley's dead and Smiley and others were promised eternal life, she turns around in season 3 and now wants to align herself with Elgin because she needs his blood to resurrect Smiley. Without Elgin's blood, Smiley cannot be resurrected, which is why she went to him for help and tried to make a Faustian deal with him for everybody to go home if she helps him. It was Elgin and Elgin's blood alone, which was the only thing that could help bring Smiley back to the land of the living. Okay, so she could have just tried to drown him and be done with it. But in this scene at the end of season 2, episode 7, Belly of the Beast, she's also shrieking as if simply holding him under is not enough. She has to use sound waves in order to subdue him because of how powerful he is. And if you don't think that he's powerful because of his stature, remember Fatima, before she started becoming visibly pregnant with Smiley, Fatima actually had a runner's body and she was running very quickly. When the colony house was invaded by the creatures, Fatima sprinted around the corner and she was really, really fast. And then another instance is Elgin was able to take the guy that was living in Sarah's house. After his wife Paula was hit with the cicadas, he went to Colony House and was like, everybody's gonna die. Ellis told Elgin to take the guy upstairs. Elgin did it by himself, no problem. So Elgin has strength, but I don't think his strength is physical. I think his strength is more biological with the energy that he has. And I know this is a stretch, it's a yoga stretch, but I think that's the reason why the kimono woman is shrieking, because even though we can't see the waves, she's using sound waves from her body, because she has power herself, to hold Elgin under. So she's shrieking because I think she's using sound waves to hold Elgin under, using her powers and her ability, but she's not as powerful as Elgin, which is why in season 2, episode 8, he's able to be woken up, not defeated, and he's spitting up water. So what happened in his dream was not just merely a dream. He actually was interacting with the kimono woman. You can barely see it, but here are the cicadas right here that came out of Smiley. And this is from season 2, episode 8, Forest for the Trees. Fatima's already drunk Elgin's blood. She's full term. She's about to give birth, and the kimono woman is helping her to give birth. You see that? So the kimono woman is not paying attention to this hatch right here. The kimono woman is got the full attention to Fatima. Pregnant Fatima about to give birth to Smiley. Smiley was able to become full term because of Elgin's blood. So while the kimono woman is focused on helping Fatima give birth, this hatch mysteriously opens up. And so here's why I think this is. So I think this hatch that Fatima was not able to open up before this moment, it opened on its own. The hatch opened up because the blood inside of Fatima that she consumed from Elgin plus sound waves were able to activate the hatch and have it opened up. As in, the hatch is based off of being locked and unlocked with energy. It was locked at first. We didn't hear a click or a clank or anything. It was basically locked somehow, some way, maybe by some type of magical force. Whatever had it locked is unlocked now. And I think it's because of Fatima screaming while in pregnancy. So the sound waves from Fatima combined with Elgin's blood was able to manipulate the hatch and have it open up. And by the way, the song that Jade is playing on the violin is called Forever Lullaby. It's the composer who makes music for From made it for this show. I think it's called Forever Lullaby because this is the lullaby that the original Jade and the original Tabitha were singing to the children. The idea, I guess, to serenade them forever, or it's kind of like maybe foreshadowing that they're going to have to use the same lullaby to put them to sleep permanently. Because the term lullaby is a soothing song or musical piece typically sung to children to help them relax and fall asleep. All right, so the hatch is opened up and Ellis is on the way running to get Fatima. Of course, we know that he arrives too late. Okay, so now that we have a theory on how to get the hatch opened using Elgin's blood plus sound waves, the hatch can be opened back up using Elgin's blood. Hopefully he's not deceased after the end of season 3 with Sarah taking out his eye. I mean, I think it's possible with Christy and Marielle plus the ambulance and all the supplies they have. I think it's possible to possibly save Elgin. Hopefully he is saved and he's still on the show for this theory to kind of like be something that may be included. Who knows? But now that we have a theory on getting the hatch opened, what that means is that you could open the hatch using Elgin's blood and sound waves and put a talisman stone right there on the inside of the hatch or beneath it where the steps are. Put a talisman stone right there. Remember, the creatures, they don't touch or move the talisman stones. If a seal is broken, the talisman stone will fall to the ground. The creatures won't mess with it. So you can just leave a talisman stone right there, close the hatch. So once the hatch is closed, the creatures, if they follow someone into the root cellar, like you lure them in, they'll come in this way that Kenny, Ellis, and Boyd came in. And now, while in the root cellar, if you have the hatch open, have someone lure them into the root cellar, have the creature slow walk into that room, and the person goes down the hatch, closes the hatch, someone else can come from behind and close the door with a talisman stone already positioned on the wall, and the creature will be trapped in the room that Fatima was just in and giving birth. So now you've trapped a creature. This is probably the less elaborate way, besides augmenting and configuring the church. This is probably the best way or best case scenario to actually trap a creature. Now you might be asking, well, why do you want to trap a creature? Well, you'd want to trap it to study it. You could always create a hole in the wall where you can like look inside to see the creature. And that way, if the creature is just like laying on the bed asleep, you can open the door, look at the creature, and just see, okay, they sleep during the day. Then you could even talk to the creature through the hole. Now, having a hole there may take away the energy of the talisman stones, allow the creature to open the door. So you can like put something over the hole to where you can look inside, maybe something like glass or something you could put over the hole to where it's sealed, and you can look and see where the creature is and try to talk to the creature through the door or through the hole to gain information. You open up the hatch using Elgin's blood and sound waves. Hatch opens up. Hopefully it stays open, and someone lures the creature into the root cellar. Once you run into the room, you yell, the hatch opens up, you go down the hatch, you close it, creature goes into the room that Fatima was in giving birth, close the door behind the creature, and now you trap the creature. So that may sound convoluted, and I get it, but in my opinion, that might have been the strategy with this guy right here. Went in there and somehow became trapped. I don't think this is a creature. In this theory, we're going to assume this is a human. I think the reason why that this human is on the wall as opposed to in the cot and just in there because he became trapped. Maybe he knew that sound waves were something that opened up the hatch. Maybe he saw the kimono woman do it or something. He tried to use sound waves or his yelling to open up the hatch. not fully understanding what was going on. Some force pushed him up against the wall, and that force, maybe the kimono woman shrieking, pushed him up against the wall, and he died with his mouth open while trying to yell, or maybe he died from pain. Who knows? All right, before we continue, I want to take some time out to thank the sponsors for today's video. Yes, thank you. Amanda Kenny 4997. You hear the Amanda Kenny theme. Thank you for the super thanks. I appreciate it. Also, thank you Straight Cheese 2892 for the super thanks. Thank you. I appreciate it. Straight Cheese says, wish I joined 2 years ago. Everyone else has fallen off with their theories. Yes, they have. But we are still here. So yeah, thank you for joining and becoming a channel member. And also thank you, Amanda Kenny, for being a channel member. And thank you all channel members. You are helping to keep the lights on around here. I appreciate it. And another one by Amanda the Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate the support. And if you don't want to donate, can't donate, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You could also watch the commercials without skipping, comment in the comment section, thumb up the video, share to your social media. Every little bit helps to push the boulder up the hill. All right, so now back to the broadcast. Elgin heard the boy in white in his dreams. He can see the future in his dreams. The kimono woman stopped trying to kill Elgin because she needed his blood to birth Smiley, in my opinion. Elgin spit up water when he woke up from his dream while the kimono woman was trying to drown him in it. And Elgin felt in season 3 that something was watching over him, but couldn't remember what it was after he woke up. So he was able to sense the kimono woman. He was able to see and hear the boy in white, and I think that his blood was key to bringing Smiley back. So Elgin already has a connection to Frumville, and I would argue that Elgin is more important than Sarah because, based off this theory, his blood can be used to possibly access areas that the kimono woman, maybe even the man in the yellow suit, have sealed off using magic. Maybe his biology, which includes his blood, is unique to Frumville to where he's just as powerful as they are. But the kimono woman definitely needed Elgin to help bring Smiley back. And she went from trying to drown him to crown him season 3. So what do you think about Elgin and his biology theory, trapping the creatures in the Ruth cellar? Comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and I'm out. Peace.